Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Final Remix. I have a confession to make. I have already platinumed this game in the past. But back then, I wasn't making these kinds of videos. I wasn't recording at all. So like I did before, I will platinum all the Kingdom Hearts games again in order to make a video out of it. That, and I'm a masochist, so I am going to do this twice. And I'm looking at you, Birth by Sleep. I am not looking forward to that day. These games are super grindy and take a long time to complete, but I'm still excited to do it a second time and get a nice whiff of nostalgia. So as per usual, here are the review scores for the game. So for the general enjoyment of the game, if you're just playing the game just to do it once and have fun, I give this game 7.5 out of 10. The games do get better with its sequels. For the platinum journey, I give this game a score of 7 out of 10. Now feel free to write your own opinions in the comments on why you disagree with this, then watch the rest of the video. And if I can't convince you otherwise on why I gave my score, well then I'm sorry, because clearly we don't like the same flavored ice cream. Setting. Well, it's kind of hard to describe the setting here, since in this game we are constantly changing worlds, so the story and environments keep changing as the game goes on. You see, what makes this game awesome is that this game is a mix of Disney and Final Fantasy. So how do these games clash together? Well, an obvious way they did this is by making the main character very Final Fantasy-like with the spiky hair and all that stuff. Then you make him wear big puffy clothes and like size 25 shoes. This is all to be an homage to Mickey Mouse. Then throw in some oversized zippers and oversized belts, and voila, you have a mix of Final Fantasy and Disney for the main protagonist, Sora. The game starts off on Destiny Island, a tropical island paradise with Sora and his two best friends Kairi and Riku. Sora is a highly spirited and loyal friend. Kairi, who is courageous, kind, and energetic, while Riku is strong, ambitious, and also has a desire for power. These three characters have been friends since they were little children, and if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that right now in Kingdom Hearts 1, they are roughly the age of 14 years old. And together they share one dream, which is to build a raft and to be able to explore other worlds. And in the beginning of the game, the cutscenes here are super cheesy, and I love it. So our first string of quests is to explore the island and to collect things in order to build the raft. Shout out to the little quest where you race Riku. This race is one of the most frustrating races you will ever do. The game is out to get you. There are traps and stuff, and it's so annoying the first time. You're like set up to fail. After you finish your little side quests, the characters call it quits and go to bed. We are unfortunately awakened at night as the whole island is being consumed by darkness and is infested by these creatures formed from the darkness itself. Sora, who is separated from his friends, is trying to find them and figure out what is happening. A magical Keyblade shows up out of nowhere, and we use this said Keyblade to fight off the fiends. We do fail our mission to save our friends, and we are consumed in darkness. Then the screen goes black. Our hero wakes up in a place called Traverse Town, and from what I could understand, this is a place for the survivors of other worlds that have been destroyed. Traverse Town is more or less our main hub. There are shops to explore and NPCs to talk to here. It is here in Traverse Town where we will meet up with Donald and Goofy. Donald and Goofy are on a quest to find King Mickey himself, who has mysteriously vanished. He did leave them a note to find the Keyblade wielder and stay by their side, making Donald and Goofy join Sora. Donald is a mage, and Goofy is the knight/guardian. So, like Sora, in order to blend them with Final Fantasy, they added a bunch of belts and useless zippers, and these guys are dressed for a Final Fantasy game. The relationship between these characters is really well written. I really like the relationship between Donald and Sora as they are constantly at each other's throats, and Goofy just tries to keep them together. He's like the mother of the group. In Traverse Town, we will also meet Leon, Aerith, Yuffie, and Cid. These guys are from the Final Fantasy series. Their world has been consumed by darkness, so they also ended up here. They do know a lot about these creatures from darkness because in their world there was a man named Ansem. Remember that name, it is important, so write it down. Ansem did human research and experiments concerning these creatures. He learned that these creatures are created by separating the heart from the body. The lost heart transforms into a creature he names the Heartless. The Heartless want to consume beings for their hearts, and more importantly, to be able to reach the heart of the worlds. Every world heart is connected through a keyhole, and the Heartless are attracted to this keyhole as it is a connection to the heart. It is up to Sora, a Keyblade wielder, to find and seal the keyholes of other worlds so that the Heartless cannot consume the world, because a Keyblade can lock and unlock anything. The whole story is convenient for everyone. Sora needs to explore other worlds to find Kairi and Riku, while Donald and Goofy need to find King Mickey, and at the same time, why not go around and help other worlds by stopping the Heartless and sealing the keyholes. With our goals aligned, Sora, Donald, and Goofy are free to explore other worlds through a ship called the Gummy Ship. Gummy ships are basically shooting stars from the remnants of other worlds that have been destroyed. We put them together to make a ship, and this allows us to travel through the oceans of space to reach distant worlds. We can also collect gummy ship parts and build a ship or unlock blueprints to auto-make them for you. More on this later in the trophy section. In order to travel to the other worlds, a sort of mini game shows up. We use our built ship to fight the Heartless and travel from world to world. This is very bizarre for me, and to be honest, I don't know if I like this or not. I feel like this is just a waste of time. As I said before, I played these games twice, and the second time I don't seem to mind it as much, but yeah, it's still weird. The worlds that we explore are Disney related. I will not talk too much about the stories within these worlds as they are separate independent stories. The main story for Kingdom Hearts is very confusing on its own, but very rewarding if you piece it together. The Disney worlds, on the other hand, are very easy to understand as they are basically just short stories. All these worlds are pretty well done. They each feature their own music and themes. So the main antagonist of the story at first are the Disney villains themselves. You see in the background, you're gonna get these cool little cutscenes with Maleficent, who is the character from Sleeping Beauty. She is the leader of like this said Suicide Squad, right? This round table of villains. And I will just say that I love this round table of villains idea so much. The first Kingdom Hearts I find has the most Disney in it. And from what I remember, we never really see a round table of villains like this in the other Kingdom Hearts games. But that's from what I remember. When I play the games again, I'll maybe have to rephrase this. Maleficent, who has found Riku somehow and was able to manipulate him into going against Sora, she convinces him that Sora just gave up on him and Kairi and found new friends and doesn't want to save them, especially Kairi. You see, Kairi for some reason is missing her heart, and Riku wants to find it first. With his desire for power, he willingly sacrifices his humanity to the darkness and allowing himself to be possessed by Ansem. Yes, that Ansem that you wrote down before, the one who studied the Heartless on Leon's and Aerith's world. Well, turns out he is not a nice guy. We find out that Ansem wants to capture the 7 princesses of hearts. And Kairi is one of these princesses, which is why Destiny Island got attacked. You see, Ansem is able to control the Heartless. The princesses are being collected in a world called Hallowed Bastion. It is here where Ansem needs the 7 princesses in order to be able to create a Keyblade created from darkness. This Keyblade is called the Keyblade of Hearts. With this Keyblade, Ansem can use it one time to be able to open the keyhole of Hallowed Bastion, which is a world that has a connection to the Door of Darkness. In Kingdom Hearts 1, we don't really know why this is the case, but I do believe we learn it later on in the future titles, but we won't go into that here. It is here in Hallowed Bastion where we will fight against Riku, who has been possessed by Ansem. Ansem was able to create an unfinished version of the Keyblade of Hearts. And the reason for this is that Kairi's heart is nowhere to be found. Remember, her heart is not there. After an epic battle, Sora defeats Riku and his body vanishes. More on that later. Sora takes Riku's Keyblade and sacrifices himself by releasing his heart. By doing so, he will be able to free the 6 princesses of hearts that were trapped within the Keyblade. Well, it turns out that Kairi's heart was sealed within Sora this whole time. Sora, without knowing, was protecting her the whole time. But by sacrificing himself, Kairi's heart was able to find her body. The problem is that by Sora sacrificing himself, the Keyblade of Heart was actually completed for like a very split second. And Ansem off-screen unlocked the keyhole for Hallowed Bastion. Hallowed Bastion is being destroyed now because the Heartless are starting to consume the world's heart, and basically the same thing that happened in Destiny Island is happening here again, as Kairi, Donald, and Goofy have to flee the world as it is being torn apart by the Heartless. This weird little Heartless shows up, and Kairi senses that something is off. He senses Sora within this Heartless, and through magic mumbo jumbo, Sora is back. You see, he turned into a Heartless since he, destroyed himself and his heart. With Sora back in the game, he runs back to the keyhole in order to seal it again. Although his Keyblade is very weak in this game, he gets the help of the Princesses of Light, the 6 that stayed behind. And together, they suppress some of the darkness, and they were able to stop the world from falling apart. The problem is that Ansem is now one step closer from getting to the Door of Darkness. I hope you're still with me. This is a lot to process. With Kairi safe and brought to Traverse Town, Sora and the gang storm off to take out Ansem himself. We are led to the end of the world, where we will be facing off against Ansem himself. So Ansem created an artificial Kingdom Hearts by controlling the Heartless and getting them to steal the hearts of the worlds. He wanted to use the Door to Darkness to be able to enter the Realm of Darkness, in which his artificial door to Kingdom Hearts is connected to. As you see here in this scene, you see a heart shape around the door. The door is the door to darkness, and the heart behind it is the artificial Kingdom Hearts. I know it's confusing, but just trust me, that's what it's supposed to be. Ansem wants to reach Kingdom Hearts because he believes that hearts are a form of darkness, and within Kingdom Hearts lies darkness itself, pure darkness that he will be able to control. I mean, why wouldn't they? When you separate a heart from a host, you get a Heartless, a creature from darkness. But Sora, on the other hand, believes that Kingdom Hearts is a realm of pure light, and it is where the light of the heart goes. An epic battle against Ansem begins. There are many phases to this fight. Have fun with some of these battles. These are some pretty tough fights, but you should be able to get through it. And at the end, you fight Ansem in his final form. Whatever the fuck this giant flaccid monster creature is. I mean, just look at it. I don't have to tell you what it looks like. After we beat Ansem, in a desperate attempt, Ansem opens the door to darkness with whatever power he has left. Well, it turns out that Sora was right the whole time, and by opening the door to darkness, which is a link to Kingdom Hearts, the light from Kingdom Hearts leaks through and destroys Ansem himself. The problem now is that we need to close the door of darkness because the realm of darkness is being opened. This is terrible. And in order to do this, we need a Keyblade formed from the realm of light and one formed from the realm of darkness to be able to close the door. We try and push it, but we are unable to stop the door from opening until Riku lends us a hand from the realm of darkness. Turns out after we defeated Riku, his body showed up in the realm of darkness. Just take it as it is. Still, we are struggling until King Mickey finally makes his first appearance. King Mickey is wielding a Keyblade created from darkness. Convenient again. With the power of the 2 Keyblade wielders, we are able to seal the Realm of Darkness. Riku and Miki stay behind as they had to in order to seal the Realm of Darkness. So what actually killed Ansem? What was that light? That light was the light from the heart of the worlds that the Heartless were stealing. So when the door opened, the light from the hearts was being leaked out and they were able to go back to their worlds and restore themselves. So in the ending cutscene, we see Kairi being sent back to Destiny Island and Sora stays back because he wants to find Riku and King Mickey because the worlds are being regenerated. That is the best that I can summarize this story for Kingdom Hearts 1. Please, if I did mistakes here and there, please let me know, as the story for Kingdom Hearts is like kind of all over the place, especially with the Doors of Darkness and the door to Kingdom Hearts. That shit just doesn't make sense. But it's really cool when you finally piece it together, and when I play the other games, I'm going to be able to piece it together better for you guys too. So let's talk about gameplay. This game is basically an adventure action JRPG. You are always in control of Sora and never in control of Donald or Goofy. They are AI controlled. You can, however, control how their AI behaves. So if you want Donald to be more defensive and Goofy to be more offensive, you can choose what you want here. The game is very melee focused, but you do sprinkle some spells here and there to mix it up and keep you alive. Let's talk about melee first. On the easier difficulties, you can pretty much just button smash the attack button over and over and you will get the job done. By leveling up, you will gain access to new abilities as you play. Some of these abilities range from adding new types of attacks, like a slide attack for monsters out of reach, or an ability that regenerates your mana as you take hits, to even just a scan that shows enemies' health bars. I like this one a lot. There are also new attack spells you can take here that consume mana but deal a good amount of damage and are pretty cool. For spells, you learn them by doing certain things in the game. They are not earned from leveling. They each have their own mana costs, usually being 1 bar. These spells range from shooting a fireball, summoning a thunderstorm for AoE clear, and most importantly, the cure spell, a healing spell. I will say that the only thing that drives me nuts is spell canceling. When you cast a spell in the air, but during that casting time you land on the ground before the spell goes off, it will cancel the spell. This always gets me killed in proud mode because whenever I cast Cure and I'm in the air, I hit the ground first and then I'm dead. A thing that is cool about this game is how magic and melee are combined. You see, in order to regenerate your mana, you need to hit enemies with your Keyblade. So you need to have a good balance of melee and magic in order to win harder fights in the game. This game also does gear very well. As you do certain things in the game, Sora will unlock keychains that change the appearance of the Keyblade and stats of the Keyblade. Some Keyblades are more in tune with strength and others in magic by increasing your mana and even spell power. Your spell power is increased by how much mana you have. Some Keyblades are longer than others, making them easier to reach enemies. You will also have weapons for Donald and Goofy, and also have accessories to further customize your playstyle. As you defeat the Heartless, they will drop these orbs. These orbs range from healing, restoring mana, increasing money, and even items can drop. The items can be potions, mana, healing items, to even materials. That is all based by the type of enemy you defeat. Yes, there is a crafting system in this game. The list starts off small, but as you complete more of them, more items will become available and give access to some of the best items in the game, so you better get grinding. You will, at some point, find Merlin's home. He allows us to practice magic in an arena and sometimes gives us cool stuff. By interacting with this horse coach thingy next to Merlin, the fairy godmother will show up. She has tasked us with the responsibility to find the missing wills of lost souls whose worlds have been destroyed by the Heartless. These are summons. They can be summoned if Sora has enough mana and the rest of the gang is not knocked out. I haven't found much use for these summons, but I did like the Genie summon as it does some good AoE damage. And I also enjoyed Bambi, as Bambi just hops around and restores your mana and throws you some extra crafting materials every now and then. But in general, I just beat everything with a spell or a whack of the Keyblade. As you explore the worlds, you will be solving puzzles, collecting chests, as you would expect from an adventure game. One complaint that I have is that you cannot pick up chests if you are in combat, so this can be annoying. You will also unlock the ability to do Trinity powers. These are the little color-coded symbols that you have to interact with in order to get a reward and unlock certain things. Sometimes you will not have the right color unlocked and you'll have to backtrack to the other worlds in order to get them. Another complaint is when you go to certain worlds, sometimes a new party member will join. You can get Aladdin, Tarzan, Peter Pan, and even Jack Skellington. Unfortunately, I did not get to try this out so much because those Trinity symbols can only be done when Goofy and Donald are in the group, and I wanted to collect as much as I could on the first way through, so I never used them. Another really cool feature that I love about all the Kingdom Hearts games is that in certain worlds, the gang will dress up in order to blend into the Disney universes themselves. Like here, the gang is transformed into sea creatures, or Atlantis, and my favorite one being the Nightmare Before Christmas. They are literally dressed up as if they're going trick-or-treating, but it's very sad because these are the only two worlds where this kind of happens. All the worlds play the same. You go around, you do the quests, you solve the puzzles, you fight the final boss, and you save the world by sealing the keyhole at the end. Except for two worlds. These two are the Colosseum and the 100 Acre Woods. The Colosseum, which is the Hercules world, has only 3 rooms. You fight in the arena in order to become heroes, and it's pretty cool. This is also where you will meet Hades, who I find is really well done in the game. I really like his charm. Even Cloud from Final Fantasy VII makes an appearance here, and he's roaming different worlds in order to find someone. More on that later. The other world is the 100 Acre Woods, and this one is pretty cool. At one point in the game, Sid will give you a book. By giving this book to Merlin, we will be able to enter another world. This is Winnie the Pooh. This is a side quest filled with minigames, and there is no combat here. The story is very cute and fun, and has some pretty cool cutscenes. It's a big change of pace, and I do enjoy this a lot. However, the book is not complete when you first obtain it, and you'll have to further progress through the game in order to find more torn pages, in order to see what happens next. We also mentioned the gummy ship stuff, so I won't really repeat that here, other than the gummy ship stuff is really weird for me. And that basically sums up the general review of the game. I love this game, and as I said at the beginning, this is my second time playing and platinuming the game. So I'm happy because I get a little slap of nostalgia this time. I like the fast and action-packed gameplay, and I'm still not too sure if I like the gummy ship section or not. I don't think I do. I do really like the story of Kingdom Hearts, both the main story and the short story within the Disney worlds, and the blend of Final Fantasy and Disney is just so cool. So let's talk about how you will tackle the platinum. You will have to do roughly 2 to 3 playthroughs. There are 3 different difficulty trophies to do, but they do stack. And there are also only 2 to 3 missable trophies, which are very easy. So I started the game on beginner. My restrictions were that I could not change my gear in any circumstance or die. So the equipment section in the menus is off limits. If you go in it by mistake, just back out and make sure you didn't change anything. Not dying is easy, and if you do die, don't hit continue or else you are screwed. You can, however, just load up a save and continue playing from there. This game does not autosave, so save often. And don't be like me and grind for a couple hours and then accidentally quit to the menu like I do here. There is also a trophy for beating the game under 15 hours. You could try and do it during this playthrough, but don't let it stress you out and ruin your first experience. After beating the game the first time and getting the trophies, then you can change the gear, and it is here where we will grind for the rest of the trophies as you can reload your save. There is a lot of grinding, and it will take you a while to get all the materials needed to finish this game. Once you are done with every trophy, you get to make a choice. You see, at this point, there are two ways of getting the 15-hour playtime trophy. You can either make a new game file on beginner and rush the game, but now you can change your equipment and skip all the cutscenes. Or you can let your 100% save file go past 100 hours, making it reset its timer from the start. Just leave the console overnight and beat Ansem again. Your second or third playthrough is to play on Proud Mode and beat the game. You have as much time as you need, and you could change your gear here, so no stress. If you are up to it, you can also go for the 15-hour playtime here. It is very possible. I actually beat Proud Mode in 15.5 hours. I let the game on pause, and unfortunately the timer keeps ticking when you're paused, and I was watching YouTube and I messed it up, so don't do that. So if you want some tips for Proud Mode, is you cannot play the game as you did before. You need to take a little bit more of your time, grind some certain parts, and during boss fights, you need to be a little bit smart on how you fight. It is also very rare that a boss is going to let you do a full combo twice. When you are doing the dream sequence at the start of the game and you are forced to choose between the sword, the shield, and the staff, the best option is to take the shield and ditch the staff. The reason why we choose this is because you want the shield to get the guard skill, leaf bracelet skill, and second chance early. Guard makes you guard. Leaf bracelet makes it so you cannot be damaged while casting cure on yourself. And second chance will prevent you from taking fatal damage the first time, allowing you a second to cast cure. These three skills are very important and are going to make things so much easier. The hardest part of Proud Mode for me is the beginning of the game because you don't have Cure and you don't have Leaf Bracelet to have the immunity of casting Cure. And Second Chance helps a lot. I would say the hardest boss that gave me the hardest time was the Pinocchio boss. And then the hardest part in the game for me was the Heartless battle at the end of the world that just takes forever. Cure canceling drove me nuts here because all the monsters are flying, so I got killed so many times and it takes so long. I was so frustrated. I will now talk about the trophies themselves. I will not, however, talk about any of the story trophies or the trophies that unlock themselves by going for bigger objectives. Only the trophies that you're gonna have to go for. So starting off, you're gonna obviously have to beat the game on Proud. Proud Mode is gonna be tough, so just follow the tips I just previously gave you and you should be fine. Next up is Unchanging Armor, clearing the game without changing equipment. Do this in your beginner playthrough. And then we got Undefeated, clear the game without using a continue. Again, do this on your beginner playthrough, you'll be fine. Then we got Speedster, beat the game under 15 hours. We talked about this before, just beat the game under 15 hours. He Who Doesn't Exist. Defeat the Mysterious Man in Hallowed Bastion. This is a secret boss added in this version of the Final Mix game. In my opinion, he is the hardest boss of this game. There's so much bullshit here, but it's very fun. Once you reach level 100 and craft the best weapons in the game, you're gonna have to do it anyways. Go and fight this boss. For some reason, this boss has 2 lightsabers and he's super cool, so have fun here. I beat this on my first try, just to let you know. The Cloaked Shadow. Defeat the Phantom at the Clock Tower. This is another secret boss and it is located by the save point in Neverland. When you talk to Tinkerbell, she will lead you back to the Clock Tower in order to fight the Phantom. I really like the intro to this fight. I just love this little cutscene here. God, it's cool. During this fight, you need to freeze the clock tower with the stop spell in order to save yourself from being one-shot from death. The boss will have this colored aura around him. Just hit the colored aura with the right spell. The red one's fire, the blue one's blizzard, the yellow one's thunder, the white one is just the whack of the Keyblade. Doing enough damage, you will be able to beat him and you will get the trophy, the Cloaked Shadow. The Sandy Blade. Defeat Kurt Zizza in Agrabah. By going back to Agrabah and going to Aladdin's house thing, you will see Carpet freaking out. Talk to the Carpet, he will lead you to the boss fight. During this fight, you will need to be careful because if you cast Cure, he will steal it from you. So bring elixirs in this fight. Just keep whacking him with the Keyblade, guys. It's not that hard. And after a certain point, he will have a shield around him, just like this little aura. Just keep spamming Thunder and you'll be able to beat him. Getting you the Sandy Blade trophy. the Frosty Giant. Defeat the Ice Titan in the gold match at Olympus Coliseum. This is unlocked after beating the Hades Cup, which will unlock the Golden Cup. Sora is also alone here against the Frosty Giant. His gimmick is that you just have to guard and deflect his projectiles back at him. It's pretty easy. After doing so a certain amount of times, his head's gonna go down. You just whack him with the Keyblade and you'll beat him. He's pretty easy. Beating him will get you the Frosty Giant. One-Winged Angel. So at the Olympus Coliseum, you're going to see this question mark. By clicking that, you are going to fight the coolest boss of this game. This is Sephiroth. Sephiroth is the coolest boss in this game, and god do I love this fight. The music is awesome, it's the One-Winged Angel theme, and this fight is pretty damn tough. Make sure that you have elixirs with you, and you'll be able to beat him, especially at level 100. It's not that hard, but have fun with this. You're only going to be able to experience once, so I would go blind here, guys. Go blind and try this out. Just keep chipping at him and you will get the One-Winged Angel trophy. Another cool thing is when you beat this boss and you leave the Coliseum, the coolest cutscene happens. It's a fight between Cloud and Sephiroth, and my god is it cool. Coolest cutscene in the game. Next up, we got Level Master. Get Sora to level 100. Look, this should happen naturally, but if you did not get this, just go to the Gizmo shop in Traverse Town and just grind. Also, getting the 4 EXP items in this game is really gonna help, so go look online to see where you can get them. Record Keeper. So this is to collect all the Jiminy Journal entries. So this trophy encompasses many trophies in one. The Jiminy Journal is a list of things to collect in the game. Each of these categories have their own trophies. And once you finish off all the lists, you will get the Record Keeper trophy. Shout out to the Ansem reports. I really enjoyed reading these short stories once you get all of them. Also, saving all the Dalmatians is pretty cool and rewarding. Going through the house and seeing everyone you saved is just so satisfying. How do you not like that? Synthesis Master. Synthesize all the items. This trophy and the Proud Difficulty trophy are basically the main challenges of this whole list. In order to synthesize everything, you will need to collect just about every material in the game. I will leave a link in the description below to help you with this. The longest grinds are going to be the stone materials, the dark matters, and the mystery goo. For the mystery goo, a good trick is to go to Halloween Town and cast Eroga, the final air spell, and do this to the mushrooms. Nothing is hard, it just takes time, so a subscription to Crunchyroll is very recommended here. Clear Gummy Ship Mission 3. When you are in the stage selector for the Gummy Ship missions, each world has their own missions, totaling 3 for each. When you complete a 3-star mission, you will also unlock a blueprint. You will have to do one of these. The Wonderland one was pretty easy, getting you Ace Pilot. Gummy Ship Collector. Obtain all Gummy Ship blueprints. I thought this was going to be a pain in the ass, but thankfully I was wrong. You don't need to collect all the Gummy Ship blueprints, just around 30 or so. I was expecting to have to do like all the 3-star missions since they all lead to blueprints. I only had to do 3 of them, in which I had the unfortunate experience of doing the Traverse Town mission, the one where you have to not get hit and not shoot anything. So what didn't help is that is when I made the mistake of exiting to the title screen after I did it instead of saving, making me have to do it again. A big tip for this trophy is to make sure you get all the blueprints from Geppetto and Pinocchio in Traverse Town to make it easier. Look online to get yourself some help. Alright, let's talk about Blade Master. Obtain all Keyblades. The hardest Keyblade to get for Sora is the Ultimate Weapon, the one for finishing the synthesis list. The rest will unlock themselves, and just look at the guide that I posted below to help you find whatever you are missing. Next up, we got Master Magician. Obtain all staves for Donald. The 3 hardest ones you will have to get is Save the Queen, Wizard's Relic, and Fantasia. Save the Queen is earned by beating the Hades Cup solo, which is a 50-round cup, by the way, so this does take a while. Wizard's Relic is a 0.2% drop chance. From these annoying wizard enemies that keep spamming thunder and are like invincible, I hate these guys so much. Good luck trying to get this one. The Fantasia weapon is like the Ultimate Weapon. It's the last synthesis weapon to get. Getting all the weapons will get you the trophy. Master Defender. Obtain all the shields for Goofy. This is worse than the Donald one. You need to get 4 weapons this time. Save the King, Defender, the Dream Shield, and 7 elements. Save the King is done by doing the time trial in the Hades Cup. The Defender is another 0.2% drop chance from these dog shield heartless guys. The Dream Shield just a little bit annoying. You have to earn all the spell arts in the game. In order to obtain these, you have to do this little mini game with these white mushrooms throughout the worlds and use the same spell 3 times based on the animation of the mushrooms. This is basically you playing Simon Says. Look at the guide and use the same spell 3 times in order to increase your odds for the spell art. Once all are obtained, talk to Merlin to get the Dream Shield. As for 7 elements, well, it's the same dance as before. Do the synthesis. By getting everything, here you will have the Master Defender trophy. So the last trophy that I had to do was the 15-hour speedrun. A lot of it is my fault. I just like lose focus and do something else and let the timer go off. That's my problem. But by doing so and completing the 15-hour trophy, I got the Platinum Trophy for Kingdom Hearts 1. This now concludes the trophy section of the game and bringing us to the conclusion of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I tried to summarize the story as best as I could in this video and focus a little less on the trophies, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will also be re-platinuming the whole series at one point, so subscribe if you want to see the rest of the videos as they come out. Thank you for watching and see you guys in the next video.